We liked the sound of the McLaren V8 so much last year when we tested this 720S Spider in a different color scheme at a somewhat unfortunate time.
Yes, winter tires, snow on the roads, very slippery asphalt. You can understand that it was not at all easy to bring out the character and potential of this hypercar, and so here we are again in spring with summer tires a climate for now.
Then we link you below to our old test so you go and see all the specs and details of this car. But we'll give you a quick review. Engine to a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with 720 horsepower and 770 Newton meters of torque.
By the way, this McLaren is a featherweight thanks in part to the carbon monocoque chassis that makes it a really interesting object. Very interesting. Just think, it's a Spider version that weighs over 1 kilogram, which is very little compared to the closed version. While Francis is knocking, I wanted to tell you that the interior is, yes, very nice. We already said it last time. We won't dwell on it, but rather complicated those settings.
Yes, so the British made it as complicated as possible. We have 2 knobs, one for trim, one for engine mapping. If you want to take off traction, you have to mash ESC, then active also. If you want to put manual, you have the controls also hidden. It took a lot to find the one for the side mirrors.
Not intuitive at all, not at all, but all in all, once you learn it, it's fine.
But in contrast to this complication of the controls, we have a simplicity of the steering wheel that is as clean as it is on race cars. In fact, the whole concept of this car is to reproduce a racing car in every way. And I must say it succeeds pretty well.
But the sound is also a racing sound. You won't hear a rumble, minimally a Lamborghini rumble, which of all the supercars is the loudest. The VX is a concert, no doubt, but it has a very GT3 sound, a very racing car sound.
Yes, GT turbo cars that have this whiff of how much it stretches. Even the progression of the engine is little turbo, for goodness sake. You can feel this torquey, but listen to that.
It's true, let's say it has torque, however it doesn't give everything right away. Let's make a comparison with the Ferrari 296, which by the way is a plug-in hybrid. The Ferrari just accelerates everything right away. This one on the other hand gets meaner as the rev counter goes up. And from this point of view, it's reminiscent of a naturally aspirated engine, but with a turbo engine nastiness.
It is unbelievable the speed it is capable of. Feel it stretch? Mamma mia, how much?
So, that it was going fast, we had noticed. The thing that was very funny in the previous video, made in the winter, is that in first, second, third, it couldn't put down the power with winter tires. Even on dry asphalt, only in fourth, before you could see the traction control light that kept flashing, going crazy.
Yes, it did. However, it still gave a lot of confidence.
True.
Even now, it's a car you can easily push with. Obviously, there's so much more grip, and you can feel that it's a light car. You can feel the carbon fiber monocoque even with the soft shocks, where it floats quite a bit, I must say.
Yes, it is not particularly stiff, however. On the road, there is no point in going too hard on the suspension.
The other noteworthy thing is the electro-hydraulic steering. We don't find that much on these supercars now. They are almost all electric, even very good electric. And the braking, mama, how I love the braking. The pedal is hard and modulating just like on race cars.
How much the driving experience changes with the right tires. You could feel the character of the car though, in the sense that you felt it was a sincere, communicative, beautiful car even in scary conditions. Now, however, when you accelerate, the tires put down and the brakes especially are able to express their potential.
Car appears very balanced and has a rather long wheelbase, which makes it impressive, especially in fast curves and in support, while in this tight mix you feel that the length does not make it rotate. So nimbly, now we are talking about cars that are very quick on entry. However, you can feel that the dimensions are important.
Yes, let's say that the Ferrari 106, with its very short wheelbase, is more maneuverable, for example. Mamma mia, this engine, and mamma mia, those brakes. You said it before, but the acceleration and braking are impressive.
This is a car that I think would be at its best on a circuit where it can stretch a lot with the gears, because it's up top where it gives its best. Feel that progression. Mamma mia, where it gives its best, and especially where there are corners where the aerodynamics work so much and it can go long runs in support.
You can feel that it weighs very little because the cornering is incredibly quick. The front tires aren't really in the best shape, but once it's in support, the grip is insane. The lateral acceleration is very high. The steering is not the quickest I've ever experienced. In fact, in terms of demodulation, it's certainly not surprising.
But it is communicative and has a certain level of physicality? Yes.
It tells everything, and it's also quite harsh. When you're in the corners and that the asphalt is a little bit bumpy, you really have to, from gripping the steering wheel really hard. You stay with your hands
Yes, you feel so much. It copies the asphalt so much and it transmits.
The asphalt, you feel the car moving, and it's also quite heavy. Relatively heavy, however, we are assisted, of course. I'm in fourth gear at 3,000 RPM, and already at 3,000 it pushes with a force that, let's say, an aspirated could never do. However, to make it express itself to the fullest, after 6,005, from 6,005 to 8,000 is.
And this Voto has racing origins, but for real, in the sense that it was mounted on the Nissan R90 running hands, and the structure then modified, of course, by McLaren, made this car become a hair more civilized, but it's still a monster. It's a monster. 0 to 207 in 6 seconds, and 0 to 100 in less than 3 seconds.
And 9, by the way, at beautiful zero center now doesn't make the point. Here it is, this car, by the way, 50 more revs, but it also allows you to travel open top.
The sound of the Voto, which is very sweet. From inside you hear this hissing of the turbo, the wasgates, and these tunes that is a little bit muffled anyway. However, from the outside, guys, it sounds so much. And then the bursts on downshifting, always so very, very nice. That's it.
It's not the classic exhaust that every time it moves the throttle it warbles, every once in a while it shoots out shots. We had also noticed this on the 570S, the first McLaren we tested, which are a little scary the first few times. If you don't expect it, it sounds like someone is aiming at you.
With a rifle, he's shooting a rifle.
Maybe out of envy, I would say.
We needed a dry test because we were left with our hand in our mouth when we had it on winter tires. We had loved it, but now it's a whole different thing. I must say, its character hasn't changed much.
No, the character could be understood, but this way she can really express herself. Take the leaflet, let's see what options are there. Let's have some fun with it. So, first of all, I like this gray.
This is a special Elite Paint Supernova Silver Gray that I find really nice. It looks really good on her because with these black air intakes, it gives a nice gray-black contrast. It costs 6,250 euros. The car starts at 303,000 euros in Italy, but the list of options makes the price go up exponentially. Just think that the exterior pack carbon fiber costs 12,000 euros. The stealth pack that has the front air intakes and roof pillar outer, I didn't understand anything.
So there's also the carboceramic brakes, absolutely, which are, in my opinion, a must on a car like this.
Spoke lightweight wheels, 4,000 euros. We have the roof, the electrochromatic one that changes with a little button and darkens. It only costs 9,680 euros. Convenience pack that has nothing convenient, 7,000 euros, and so on and so forth. In short, it's...
Here there is also the cool sound system, which actually, with a car of the...
Nice to be able to use it every day as a hatchback, having the money, of course. Well, I would say that was a lot of fun. As usual, we invite you to comment below. What do you think? What is your favorite supercar? Do you like this McLaren 720S? We want to know.
Agenda. Until the next video.